Another one.
This one is a computer science grad looking for advice. Graduated fall 2022 with a computer science degree, and I haven't been able to land an entry level software engineering position yet. Considering QA slash SDET to get some kind of employment as finances are tight, but is the market as bad slash oversaturated for software engineers? How would I go about landing a role, preferably automation? So, interesting that you may ask. I don't know. From what I've seen, right? I think the market is more saturated with like manual QA and QA engineer roles. But then again, I don't look that deeply for software engineering. But the reason I would say that it is saturated with the QA side more is because one, it's quicker to learn the manual testing, and the code base that you need for like automation testing, it's a lot less than you need for full software engineering. So it's faster, right? And then what happens is now you have a bunch of people who are trying to get these software, these like QA jobs, right? So I would definitely say with you having your computer science degree, it does actually help you because jobs are going to ask for, most jobs are going to be asking for like a computer science degree, right? And that is one thing that the boot camps don't offer. But so there's a conflict, right? The conflict is for QA jobs, they ask for a computer science degree, but computer science doesn't really teach you how to test. Um, the the boot camps, I will to their credit, they do teach you how to test, right? And they do teach you like the fundamentals of QA, of like, I don't even like using manual testing. I just like to call it fundamental QA. Because if they try to like, they'll try to loop in like, and let me know what you guys think, but I don't think that, how like writing test cases, um, doing a test plan, all of that stuff, I don't consider that to be manual QA. I don't even consider like, let's say you have to automate something, right? But you have to go through the flow manually first, right? And while you're going through the flow manually, you're still looking around, making sure things are working because if something doesn't work, you have to report it, right? So, and you need to get that fixed in order for you to have a successful automation test, right? But so to me, like I don't see that as manual QA. I just see it as like fundamental QA, right? Like you're just doing the regular stuff. And then you should actually add automation to it so you can have a regression suite and all that type of stuff. And that goes for any type of testing, like that's API testing, UI testing, whatever the case may be, right? Um, so that's why like when the talks about like manual and all that, like it just seems off to me, right? Um, and that's why the title of QA engineer, to me, it should encompass all of it, right? It should encompass like the parts that you manually, and it should encompass the parts that you automated. And for me, like I'm gonna say this for me, right? I don't I don't know about for everybody else or companies or something like that, but for me, I see that QA engineering, it's whatever you need to do for to have successful testing and successful automation and successful releases, right? So, like I said before, someone might not consider working with Docker to be part of a QA role or QA engineer's role, right? They might not consider working with AWS or Azure, like where you're setting up instances or whatever Azure calls them, but like using the AWS term for like EC2 instances, right? But to me, I'm like, I need those things for I need those things to actually facilitate my QA testing, right? Um, so I'll pull in, set up a Selenium grid on Docker, or I'll set up I'll use AWS Device Farm to run tests, and I'm like, that to me, that's just QA engineering, right? Like it's just part of the process. To get what I want. Like I don't like to go and beg other people to get something set up for me, especially if I can do it myself. Um, so so yeah, that's I don't know. There goes I was rambling, but back to the point, right? I do think that like from what I see, but I also search for mostly like QA jobs. But from what I see, like the QA field is like very saturated, and to the point that all these people who are graduating from boot camps, like uh, they're told that they're going to make $70,000 doing manual testing, or they're going to make $130,000 doing automated testing, and then they get to the field and they're like they can't find anything. Um, and then when they finally do find something, it's like half of what they were told that they were going to make. So yeah. Now the real question is, let's look in the accountability mirror. My question always is, how does your portfolio look? How does your resume look? Are you getting interviews? Are you getting calls? Are you just being like, no one's responding to you at all? Because the problem could be that it's not that the software engineering field is overly saturated. It could be that you don't have a good portfolio to show. You don't have anything to show. It could be that you don't have a good resume. And if you don't have a good resume, you can holler at your boy, moi, Tech Coach Ralph, and I can give your resume a look and I can give it some feedback and get that cleaned up for you, right? Um, it could be that. It could be that you don't know how to talk to people. Maybe you don't sell yourself well. Um, what are you doing? What are you doing while looking? Are you developing your skills? What type of engineering are you trying to do? Right? Are you trying to be like a full stack developer? Are you for on the front end side? Are you trying to be a backend developer? Are you trying to use Java? Are you trying to use C sharp? What is it that you're trying to do? All those things matter because just by saying that, is it overly saturated? It might not be overly saturated. It might just be that you don't qualify yet. And the reason that you don't qualify is because you do not have the proper, you don't have the proper, I won't say skills necessarily, although that could be it, but you don't market your skills properly. And I think that's the biggest problem that people have is they don't know how to sell themselves. Everything you do, you're a business man, right? Or woman, right? But you're a business and you need to be able to sell yourself. You need to market yourself. You need to like buy like the first thing, like the first paragraph that they read on your resume, like your summary, your highlight, your overview, whatever you call your objective. You have to have them say, wow. If they don't say wow, you're like 50% out the door, right? Have them say, wow, I want to learn more. And then they scroll down to your skills. They're like, oh, okay, these skills look pretty good. And now once they get down to once you get down to the like your professional history, that is where you make or break it. That's where he's gonna call, okay, I'm going to put them on my list to call, or I'm gonna call them right now because I can't forget about this person, right? And that's where you show the value that you bring to your previous companies. Although you just graduated, so maybe you don't have previous companies. But why did you not have an internship? A lot of people have internships. Coming out of college, did you have an internship? So, anyways, that's what I would expect from a recent college graduate who they should have an internship. Like I know at my company, we're huge on internships. So, and I know a lot of companies like they pride themselves in having internships. So yeah, that's what I think about it. So let's see what the chat thinks about that question. Let me see what question number I'm on. Let me see. We are on. Sheesh, we're only three. We're only three deep. All right, let's see what the chat says. So we'll come back to cucumber. I wish I could see something. Come back to that. All right. So we have I could care less that someone can invert a binary tree. There is a special mindset for good testers. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. I need a cheer for that one. All right. All right. So that says it makes you more valuable when you are multidisciplined. Exactly. And that's why the people that I'm going to be working with, like, they are not going to be limited to just like one thing. They are going to be like able to go between different type of they're going to have like different skills, right? Not only like the interpersonal communication skills and how to like work within the team and all that good stuff, but you know, they're going to know different languages. They're going to know how to actually write code and you know, be full, like understand the front end and, you know, learn web development. They're going to understand the back end and API testing and you know, maybe how to create APIs, right? So it's like building like Navy SEALs, right? Who can pretty much do everything. And let's see. Manny says, I was about to say they should work on a project and add it to their resume. Very important. What and how did they add value to a team or an organization, and how did they save money? 100%. 100%. And to add to that, right? Like when you're in college, you also work on projects, like as a team and stuff like that. So you're able, like, use that to highlight like your, like how you work in teams, and you just have to put like you have to put things of that shows that you care. Because also when reading the resume, it's also, you have to also show like your passion and how much you care for it. It's not like, oh, I have these skills and give me a job. Nowadays, culture is becoming a lot more important in the hiring process, and it's not just what you know, but how you work within the team, how you share your knowledge, right? Because especially with the saturation of the market, now companies can be more picky about who they choose. All right, great, Manny, I love it. And it takes time coming out of college. It took me a little bit of time. Have to sell your skills and be aggressive and have a objective for your resume. Yeah, like I would say, especially if you're young, the objective is like you need, like it's better to have because you don't really have a summary, right? So you have an objective and you say, okay, this is what I'm looking to do. But what I always say is, in the objective, you have to say the value that you're looking to add, right? You say what you're looking to do, right? But you also say, this is the value that I'm looking to add, especially if you're coming into it, your first job. But you say, I want to add this value. I want to learn from the people here. I want to contribute. I want to add this value to the team. You know, whatever that value may be, right? You know, so that is that. Great comment, man. You love it. All right. Why is that halfway? That's weird. Okay, there we go. Man says, boom, intern and find a mentor who is in the career field. And we got VL in the house. Welcome, VL. What's up? Thank you for being here. You get one of these.
I appreciate you.
And one of these.
We the best.
All right. Let's see. Where are we at? All right. Okay. So let's pull up another question. This is so much more fun when we're doing it together. All right.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.
Enigmatic Joker.